Have you ever felt that every time you try to elevate your life, your old self tries to pull you back? I know I have. What's up, y'all? Thank you for being here today. And I want to share with you a deeply personal journey, a journey of transformation, resilience, and the challenge of breaking free from the past. For me, this struggle became real when I decided to quit my job as a waitress, a job that not only paid the bills, but was also my safety net. The club for years was my familiar ground, a place where I could thrive financially, often seeing six-figure months. But there came a point when I realized that the energy of that environment was no longer conducive to the person that I wanted to become. When I made the decision to leave, I didn't have a solid plan. I felt a mix of fear and excitement. Fear because the club was all I'd known, okay? It was a space where I felt confident, where I could put on my best dress, step into the spotlight, and make money easily. But it was also a place that kept me tied to a lifestyle that I was outgrowing. I had stopped drinking, and with that change, I felt a disconnect from the world I used to inhabit. I knew I needed to go, but the uncertainty of that decision weighed heavily on me. As I ventured into different hustles, I quickly learned that none of them were as immediately lucrative as my time at the club, right? Some months I would find myself struggling to meet my financial goals. And in those moments of doubt, the temptation to return to the club was strong. It felt like the easy way out. I would catch myself thinking, maybe I should just go back. I'll make all the money because it's familiar, it's safe. But each time that thought crossed my mind, something deeper within me would say, no, this isn't what you truly want. And I understood that going back would mean abandoning the vision that I had for my future self. The version of me that was bold enough to embrace new opportunities and challenges. I realized I was in the process of shaping the person I wanted to become. And that required stepping outside my comfort zone, even when it felt incredibly scary. Now, let me be honest, okay? The fear of failure, it was strong, right? I had to confront the reality that I might not meet my financial goals every month. I would ask myself, well, what if this don't work out? What if I can't sustain this? What if I need to go back to what I know, the club? But deep down, I recognized that those fears were just echoes of my old life trying to call me back. The devil, he come in all shapes and forms, you feel me? I had to remind myself that growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Each time I pushed through those moments of fear, I was building resilience. I was showing up for myself and my future. And I realized that the act of showing up was what truly mattered. Whether it was in a new business venture, attending workshops, or simply putting in the effort to learn something new. I kept telling myself, God's got the rest. All you got to do is show up, okay? Show up and God got the rest. And that became my mantra. I focused on taking one step at a time, knowing that with faith and perseverance that, things would align. So, here I stand today, still on this journey. God's still working on me, and it ain't always easy. There are days when the shadows of the past whisper to me like, I'm scrolling on Instagram, and that past be like, bring you that back, girl. But, it reminds me of the comfort that I once had. That's why it's so But I've learned to listen to my heart, to trust my instincts, and to embrace uncertainty. I'm molding myself into the future version of who I want to be, and I refuse to let my past dictate my path. I know a lot of y'all could be facing a similar struggle, and if you are facing a similar struggle, if you feel that pull from your old life as you strive for something greater, I encourage you to listen to that inner voice. Embrace the uncertainty. Remember that leveling up often means letting go of what no longer serves you. You got to let go. It's a process and it's okay to be scared. But don't let that fear stop you from showing up for yourself. You are worth the effort, and in time, the pieces will fall into place. Thank y'all for listening, and may we all continue to grow and evolve, even when our past tries to call us back.